Jai Hind, Namaskar to all the learners and listeners. Friends, I am here on behalf of the Wellness Center of Swami Vivekanand Subharti University. This is a unique center which takes care of the health needs and wellness needs of the students, faculty, as well as the teaching, non-teaching employees. In a series of such videos, today I am going to talk about the most important topic which has captured the imagination of the whole world, and that is immunity. साथियों, इम्यूनिटी शब्द शायद गूगल पे अगर हम जाएं तो पिछले 2 सालों में सबसे ज़्यादा सर्च किया जाने वाला शब्द शायद इम्यूनिटी होगा. एंड दैट इज़ वेरी नेचुरल बिकॉज इन कोविड, in facing the COVID-19, the most important defense was our immunity, and it is the immunity. Immunity दो तरह की होती है, innate immunity और adaptive immunity, adopted immunity. Innate immunity is that immunity which is there in us naturally, which may be in form of NK cells, which may be form of IgA, saliva में जो IgA है, and other types of immunoglobulins and many other things. Nature has given us a wonderful array of defense systems, which is innate immunity. Adaptive immunity is one which comes after the exposure to the infection, जैसा कोविड में बहुत से लोगों के साथ हुआ. They developed immunity after getting one or second, even some people got second infection. And another way is the what is being done in India, and we are a proud country today that we have our own vaccine. And we have a very good coverage of vaccine coverage in our country. But the fact remains that innate immunity cannot be ignored because we cannot have vaccine for all types of viral and other diseases. So, vaccine तो लगवाना ही है, हम लगवा ही रहे हैं, but हमें अपनी innate immunity को भी मजबूत करना है, because that is what is going to defend us against all lots of infection. Coming infections, day-to-day infections, in starting from common cold to corona to influenza to many diseases. तो innate immunity जो है उसकी मैं बात करूँगा मुख्यतः. And what are the lifestyle factors which determine the innate immunity? सबसे मुख्य इसमें अगर है कोई साथियों, friends, it is our food. What we eat on daily basis is one of the most important determinant of our immunity. The reason is very simple. Like all our cells, our immune cells also need all the essential nutrients, be it vitamins, be it minerals, all sorts of minerals, all sorts of vitamins and all other sources of energy, growth, protein. Everything is needed by any other cell, which is also needed by immune cell. And immune cell, because they have to multiply very fast to fight the infection, तो उनको और भी ज़्यादा चाहिए. So a balanced diet में भी मैं कहूँगा whole food plant-based diet. Research has shown that whole food plant-based diet is one of the major determinant of immunity. अब अगर मैं आपको एक आर्टिकल मैं आपसे शेयर करूँ, the effect of nutrition on immune system, a review paper, research gate के थ्रू आया है मेरे पास ये. This is September 2019. It's not an old article, it's a recent one. Food Science and Quality Management. So this is the article which says the effect of nutrition on immune system. A review paper. Right. So it starts with colostrum and strengthening of immunity in modern infants. Colostrum हम बोलें तो जो माँ का पतला दूध होता है, गाढ़ा दूध होता है शुरू में, जो ब्रेस्ट मिल्क से निकलता है, ह्यूमन ब्रेस्ट मिल्क से, उसको कोलोस्ट्रम बोलते हैं, जानवरों में भी होता है. That colostrum is very important for developing the immune system, and that's why all recommendations throughout the world say the child should be given that early milk, which many people think it is to be discarded. बहुत ज़रूरी है देना. आगे चले तो इन्होंने बहुत अच्छी एक लिस्ट दी है, द रोल ऑफ डाइटरी प्रोडक्ट्स इन इम्प्रूविंग इम्यून सिस्टम। बहुत बढ़िया लिस्ट है, मैं आपको संक्षेप में बताऊंगा। डेयरी प्रोडक्ट्स जैसे फर्मेंटेड मिल्क, स्किम्ड मिल्क योगर्ट, of unpasteurized milk, yogurt, turkey cheese are rich in natural yeast, which are rich in natural yeast. That is one thing they are saying. The role of vegetables. Preferable to eat fresh vegetables and salads at every meal. This article says. Fresh fruits to increase the efficiency of immune system, especially for the patient of digestive system and to clean the body. The most important fruits that improve the immune system, they are given with a reference. Reference भी दिए साथ में. Pomegranate, grapefruit, orange, strawberry, avocados, bananas, grapes, apples, pears, melons, berries, cherries, kiwi, pineapples, lemons, peaches, dates. In fact, I would like to say all fresh fruits of all kinds which are naturally available, local and seasonal. But Ayurveda also says eat preferably local and seasonal. तो वही बात मैं कह रहा हूँ that we should eat all kinds of local and seasonal fruits. The most important vegetables which improve immunity, again it is giving the references: cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower, beetroot, carrot, pepper, radish, red onions, garlic, pumpkin, eggplant, tomatoes, green beans, potatoes, spinach. Again, I would like to add from my side, all seasonal and local vegetables, fresh vegetables, definitely will have the immunity. The role of drinking water. Drinking 2 to 3 cups of on empty stomach early, as well as drink extra amount of water throughout the day, helps in digestion, and it is also helps in production of antibodies, white blood cells, thereby strengthening the immune system. So पानी का भी महत्व है, और आयुर्वेद में अगर हम देखें, if you go to Ayurved, Usha Pan is there, that means drinking empty stomach water 1 to 2 glasses has been recommended, and same is being recommended here. The most important cereals and legumes that improve immune system according to this article: soya beans, oats, flax, chickpeas, lentils, red bean, barley, fennel, sesame, brown rice, wheat. Coming to nuts, because nuts also play an important role in giving us the micronutrients. This article says nuts, almonds, peanuts, cashews, etc. So, there are other things also, but that is very interesting that we have such wonderful gifts of nature to improve our immunity. So we should use that. Moreover, there are certain medicinal plants which have been researched for last many years, but in COVID time it has become even more effort. And according to my search, these are the 4 or 5 you can say home remedies, घरेलू हम कह सकते हैं मसाले, which have been found to be both ways. They increase immunity, there is some evidence, as well as they are antiviral. So dalchini, that is cinnamon, haldi is haldi, kali mirch is black pepper, tulsi, adrak is ginger, and lasun is garlic. And these are the 6 top, you can say, the gharelu masale or gharelu aushadhi, whatever you would like to call, which have been found to affect our immunity. There is another article, HHS Public Access, in the Gastroenterology, a prestigious journal, Food, Immune System and GI Tract. Food, Immune System and GI Tract, it is again, it's a 2016 paper in a prestigious journal, and it says a very interesting thing. Food, एक तो direct effect है food का, which we have seen, they enhance our immune cells, they give them the essential nutrients. There is another circuit by which the food helps our immunity, and that is the foods which are of good quality, natural foods, high fiber diets, probiotic foods like dahi, yogurt, mattha, buttermilk, These foods, they actually help the immune system via microbiome. And microbiome क्या है? Microbiome are all those helpful bacteria. There are millions and trillions of bacteria. Actually, to tell you the fact, we are only 10 to 20% human cells. Rest we are bacterial cells. And this is the biggest area of research world over, microbiome or microbiota. दुनिया भर का रिसर्च डॉलर अब माइक्रोबायोम और माइक्रोबायोटा पर फोकस्ड है, because it has been found to be linked to n number of diseases, including resistance to infections. These also make the microbiome, the bacterial flora in our GIT and also our skin, especially GIT, it makes them more diverse, more balanced. So balanced microbiome is one of the biggest prerequisite of a healthy immune system. And disbalanced microbiome is also known as dysbiosis. That has been found to be associated with severity of COVID infection, for example. Because that balanced microbiome is our main defense against the viral infections, including corona and others. So, the diets जो मैंने आपको बताई, whole food plant-based diet, which includes all the list I have told you, they also help our fight against these pathogens and improves immunity through healthy microbiome. So please remember this connection. Diet and immune function is another nutrients. This is also a nutrients 2009 paper which says that as the body cells need healthy food, immune cells also need a balanced diet. And what even in COVID time, there is a research paper, you can search on the internet, which shows that health workers in many developed countries, those who took extra bowl of fruits and vegetables during the fight with corona, they were involved with the corona patient, they were very highly vulnerable. Those who took this whole food plant-based diets, they were far less likely to develop severe infection. So there is an article which I don't have now. Plant-based diet has been found to be protective against COVID-19 infection, severity of COVID-19 infection among health workers. It's published in, I think, BMJ Nutrition, if I am right. So there are articles. Then this is one, nutrition, immunity and COVID-19. This article here in my hand. BMJ Nutrition, Prevention and Health, which again says that the nutrition through microbiome affects our immune system. On the flip side, many people spread this wrong rumor during COVID time that taking liquor or even smoking, कि साहब शराब पीने से immunity बढ़ जाती है, COVID से बचाव हो जाता है. Absolutely wrong. And there are so many studies. The one which I am quoting you is Dr. Shannon Sovandal, who says, ट्रिक शराब की कहना है शराब का ज़्यादा सेवन इम्यून सिस्टम को कमज़ोर कर सकता है, जो कोरोना वायरस से मुकाबले के लिहाज से ठीक नहीं है. शोध से जुड़े डॉक्टर शैनन सोवंडल का कहना है शराब प्रतिरक्षण प्रणाली को सुस्त और कमज़ोर कर देती है. उन्होंने शराब पीने से शरीर पर पड़ने वाले प्रभावों को बताते हुए कहा, ज़्यादा शराब पीने से शरीर के कई महत्वपूर्ण अंगों की कार्य प्रणाली पर फर्क पड़ता है. इसमें से इम्यून सिस्टम भी उसका एक इम्पॉर्टेंट पार्ट है. अमेरिकन की द मेयो क्लिनिक द्वारा कहे गए अध्ययन से पता चलता है कि ज़्यादा शराब पीने वालों में वाइट ब्लड सेल्स की संख्या में कमी आ जाती है. सो दिस इज़ अ रिसर्च विच आई गॉट फ्रॉम ए न्यूज़पेपर, हिंदी न्यूज़पेपर जागरण. शराब के ज़्यादा सेवन से इम्यूनिटी, एंड दिस इज़ बेस्ड ऑन ए वेरी हाई क्वालिटी रिसर्च इट सीम्स फ्रॉम ए प्रेस्टिजियस अमेरिकन द मेयो क्लिनिक, which says that immunity is damaged by intake of liquor or sharab or whatever way you take it. Dhumrapan, again, this is another thing which has been shown that if you smoke any kind of tobacco or any tobacco use, it also weakens our immune function. And that is why we have colorful articles which are, of course, very attractive, and they are, I think they are scientifically right. Immunity के लिए ठीक रखें पाचन तंत्र. This is an article on in Hindu, in Jagran again, 24/5/2020. Because immunity was in very much stock on winter veggies and fruits to build immunity. This came in Times of India. This was also a recent article, and this is again the same thing. So, no doubt about it, should be left in the mind of anyone that if we want to have a robust immune system, we have to have a balanced vegetarian diet. Whole food plant-based diet, by the way, does not include samosas, chips, even veg, pizza or veg, veg chips or veg. Everything veg is not whole food plant-based diet. It has to be natural, wholesome, whole fruit, not the juices in the packets. No, wholesome. So that is one thing. Now I will go a few more minutes into the role of mind, mental, psychology, stress. Is it also related to our immunity? Yes, it is related. I'll show you how. Well, there are lots of articles. I'd like to start with this one. मानसिक मजबूती कोरोना को हराने में ज़्यादा कारगर. कोरोना is in a way one of the litmus test of the immunity. जो कोरोना में फायदेमंद है, it is very likely that it is also good for immunity. They found that, इन्होंने लिखा है कि जो फौजी थे, ITBP के फौजी, उनमें रिकवरी रेट 70% के ऊपर थी पीक ऑफ कोरोना में, माइंड यू 25/5/2020 का, कंपेयर्ड टू द जनरल पॉपुलेशन. द आर्म फोर्सेस देयर, and that they said it was because of their physical activity, hard physical work, and their mental strength. Physical, उस पर हम बाद में आएंगे. I'll take it later. How physical activity, applying yourself on the field, working hard in the home, and perspiring, पसीने लाना, वो कैसे हेल्प करता है. बट अभी मेंटल स्ट्रेंथ की बात हो रही है. सो मेंटल स्ट्रेंथ ऑल्सो seems to be related to immunity, and there is a full article, NIH Public Access. It's a very prestigious article in a prestigious journal. Chronic stressors were associated with suppression of both cellular and humoral immunity. Look at this article. It's a thick article, NIH publications, which says कि chronic stress तो कुछ भी हो सकता है. It can be loss of a loved one, it can be lack of job opportunities, it can be caring for someone having Alzheimer's disease or some chronic disease. That is also a chronic stressor. Anything in the life which is going on and on, which is not good, is chronic stressor, and it affects both the types of immunity, which I told you in the beginning. There are two types of immunity: innate immunity and adaptive immunity. दोनों के लिए नुकसानदायक है, and it is, there are a lot of references, more than 100 references in this article. Interestingly, acute stress helps immunity. Acute stress, थोड़ी देर का stress, say 1 hour, 2 hours, a few days, 1 or 2 days, it actually helps the immunity. But the chronic stress does the opposite of that. Then, there was an article by some of the top doctors of the world, top doctors, जिनको हम celebrity doctors भी कह सकते हैं. Dr. Deepak Chopra, Rudolph Tanzi, Michael Williams, Ryan Castle, William C. Bushell, these all some of the top doctors. They wrote this article. Stress caused by COVID-19 makes us doubly vulnerable. What an average person can do about it. This was a very good article. That's why I kept this paper cutting and I have preserved it on my computer also. It was 23/5/2020 Times of India. And very beautifully it describes that how chronic stress is directly related to immunity, and if immunity goes down, you are more likely to suffer severe type of corona infection. That applies to any infection. And what they suggested, we educate meditation, yoga, deep regular breathing, which practices which are available to anyone. They have suggested yoga, pranayam, deep breathing, meditation, because these things counter the stress. So whether it is corona or any other infection, अगर हम इन चीज़ों को पालन करेंगे, मेडिटेशन करेंगे, योगा करेंगे, प्राणायाम करेंगे, it is definitely going to help us in fighting the infections and by boosting our immunity. Even net addiction can jeopardize the immunity. This is an article, Times of India, which is based on, of course, research article. You can say it is a review of the research articles. Ups catching flu by 30%. If flu risk is increased by stress, then you can imagine it can do for anything else. There is another article which I don't have right now. Sheldon Cohen is a psychologist who has been doing research on stress and immunity against the viruses, common viruses, cold viruses. By the way, cold virus may be a variety coronavirus hoti hai, not this one, the other cousin of that. So Sheldon Cohen has done wonderful experiments last 30 years. He has asked volunteers to inhale the common cold viruses, which are very infectious, to inhale them and see who gets the infection, who gets on colonization, बस केवल नाक में जाके restrict हो गए colonization, कोई बीमारी नहीं हुई, and who gets the mild infection, who gets severe infection from these common cold viruses. What he found very interesting, those volunteers who had stressful situation in their life for the last 6 months, they were the ones who suffered the maximum. Similarly, I can conclude by saying sleep also has been found to be intimately related to corona. You can see that there is an impact of sleep deprivation on emotional regulation and immune system of healthcare workers. And there is an article, COVID-19 illness is related to sleep and burnout. So sleep ka bhi, and we lost a lot of sleep because of worry in the corona. So having sleep, proper sleep, quality sleep, not just quantity, at least 7 to 8 hours of good sleep also has a direct relationship with the immunity. So that is also one thing which I would like to highlight. And last but not the least, as I told you before, physical activity and diet. Physical activity, exercise also boosts the immune system. There are a lot of research, exercise improves immunity as well as adaptive immunity. So I would like to conclude that the research points out to the same thing which our ancestors said through the Ayurvedic text, Ahar, Nidra, Brahmacharyam, Shram. Ahar is food, what we eat, we have already discussed. Nidra is sleep, I told you a lot of research has shown. Brahmacharyam is discipline. It may be any kind of discipline, including sexual discipline. So that part is not relevant right now, but discipline is there. Discipline in not going to the crowds, not interacting too much with the people, discipline in using mask, that also is a part of protection. So Ahar, Nidra, Brahmacharyam, Shram. Perspiring, पसीना निकालना 24 घंटे में एक बार, चाहे jogging से, चाहे cycling से, whatever way, Surya Namaskar, anything. So these, especially the Ahar, Nidra, Shram, these 3 parts are being highlighted, and I would like you to wish a very strong immunity. And this is the end from the Wellness Center, Swami Vivekanand, Subharti University. Till the next series, till the next interaction on this topic of lifestyle and wellness. Till that time, very good. Have you very good health. Jai Hind. Namaskar.